Hi kiddos. Today we're going to make another friendship bracelet out of the string I gave you in your kit. So take the string and fold it in half and make a little loop like we do. I gave you 16 beads like this. Get your beads out, get your tape out so that we can tape our work down to the table, and meet me back here to get started. Let's make a bracelet. Okay, so this is like any other bracelet that we've done. You're gonna go ahead and tape it down to the table. We're gonna separate our 4 colors, 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and you want the colors to be the same. So it looks like we've got blue in the middle, so that looks about like my pattern, so we'll repeat that over here. Okay, so this one's our basic chevron pattern that we've done before. I've showed you guys this one a lot. We do 1 and 2 knots. Take it to the next string, you do 2 knots, making your figure 4. Go into the blue, making our 2 knots using the figure 4. And since we got to the center, the purple stays in the center. When we do this side, it's the backwards figure 4. So a backwards 4. You do your 2 knots, slide them up. See, I almost did that one backwards. Backwards 4, slide up your knots. So I want you guys to do probably, at least 1 complete pattern, which means you tie knots in all of it until you get back to your original colors. So let's do that 2 times. All right, so once we're in the middle, we take our 2 purple ones and tie the 2 knots in them to close off that knot, right? 1 and 2. So that's now our center. Did I not go around that one? Yes, I did. Okay, then we start with our yellow one, do the same thing, 2 knots. So I'm gonna work on this one and get my knots down further, and you guys work on yours, and then we'll get back together and I'll show you how to start putting the beads on, okay? All right, kids, as you can see, I have done 3 of the patterns. So I started with purple, so there's my second purple, there's my third purple. I'm ready for the purple again. So get out your beads. I gave you guys 16 beads, and really it only takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It only takes 13 beads. So you're going to take one of the beads and we're going to put it on the second string. So I twist this up real tight so it will fit through there. And you slide that up. And since I put one on the second string here, I'm going to put one on the second string on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and use the same color. So you can mix it up. You can use different colors. You can use the same colors. I think I just sent everybody a variety. I didn't take the time to separate out all the colors. So just make it colorful and fun. So we slide our 2 beads up there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do just like we were doing. We're going to knot. There's 1, and there's 2, and that actually ties that bead in place on that string. So you go ahead and finish out this color. We take it all the way to the middle. So there's 1, and there's 2. We find our blue string that's on this side in the middle. There's 1 knot. There's our second knot. Remember, this side looks like a number 4. That one now goes in the middle. So now we start on this side. We take our purple and tie it around that yellow and tie that bead in place. So there's 1, and there's 2. Remember, this one is the backwards 4. Our next color is orange. Remember to keep your strings organized, it's easier that way. So we're doing our backwards 4 because we're working from the right side to the left. When you're working from the left to the right, it's a regular 4. Our next one is blue. So we do our 2 knots around that. There's 1, there's 2. We get to the other purple in the middle, we tie our 2 knots together. So there's 1, and there is number 2. So since we put it on the second string last time, we're going to put it on the third string this time. So it's going to be the blue string on each side. So go ahead and pick out another bead. Get it on the ends. You might have to wet it and twist it to make those threads a little tighter so that you can slide those beads on there. Let's see, we got that one to slide right on up. And I'm trying to do the same color on each side so it looks symmetrical when I'm done. So I get that one on there. That one's an awful little. It ran away from me. Let's try a little bit bigger one. Now you can use different kinds of beads for this. These are just what I had on hand and I thought would be easy to send you guys in your packets. So we got that one on. So then we do the same thing. We're gonna tie our knots. So we start here by tying the yellow around the orange twice. There's 1, and that's 2. And we're gonna tie it around the blue, and that locks that bead in place. So there's 1, and there's 2. And our next one is the purple. This is a pretty simple, fun bracelet to do. And that puts us in the middle. So then we do the same thing over here with our backwards 4. That's 1. Remember, you always put 2 knots per string. Next is our blue string, which that's going to knot that bead in place. So that's 1, and that's 2. And my next one should be my purple. And so that's 1, and that's 2. And then we go ahead and tie the 2 yellow ones together. Now for the last bead in this pattern, that's 1, and that's 2. So since we put it on the 3rd string last time, we want to put it on the 4th string, but I want to put them both on the same string, or the 1 bead on the same string. So I'm going to pick a bead, and then I'm going to get my 2 ends together and get them twisted up real tight. I'm going to go ahead and get it wet. I know that getting it wet actually expands the fibers, but if you hurry up and do this part, then it makes it easier to get your bead on there. Okay, so you slide that one right on up, and there we have the one in our middle. So we once again repeat our pattern just like you normally would. There's 1 and 2. And on the next string, here's 1 and 2. And then you don't do it around both yellow. You treat it just like that bead wasn't there. So you pull one of them out and tie your 2 knots on there. That's 1, and that's 2. And then this one is now our center. So we do the same on the other side. Here's 1 and 2. Then our yellow piece. There's 1 and 2. And then we tie these 2 pieces together. So this is half of our pattern now. Okay, so what we want to do to follow the pattern is, instead of putting them both in the middle, we're going to go back to the 3rd string with this bead. So we'll get out our beads. Trying to find some of similar size. Problem with seed beads is they're not all necessarily the same size. I think we'll try these 2. Those look kind of similar. So we go ahead and put a bead on this one. I'm going to go ahead and twist the ends of that and make it tight again. And hurry up and put my bead on there. As well as on the other side. And so sometimes it's a little difficult to get those beads on, but just have patience and keep trying. Okay, so as you can see, then we're going to tie it the same way we did. The next bead we'll put on this string, and then that will be a repetition of this. Then we're going to go ahead and finishing it out by braiding it the way we were. So I'm going to work on mine, you guys work on yours, and let's get back together and see what they look like, okay? Okay, so here we go. Here is another one that I completed. All my beads are in place. I've completed the braiding part. So all we have left to do is to make some way to fasten it to this end. This is our hook. In class, a lot of times at the club, what have we done? We've used buttons, right? My buttons are at the club, so I don't have any here. So I went and found a big bead. And so what you can do is, this is a lot of strings to try to get in there. So I'm going to take the 2 in the middle, and I am going to twist them together and put them through here. Which isn't working very well. So let's do this real fast. You have troubles with something like that, then you poke it through with something. So let me grab something real quick. Okay, so I grabbed a little toothpick. That's going to help it go through, so you just kind of help push that on through there till your other strings come out the other side. I can grab a hold of them. And so I'm going to fasten this by I'm going to go ahead and take these 3, lay them this way, take this one over that, under the middle, and up through this hole, just like we did in our macrame bracelets. Hold that one tight, pull it tight, and then I'm going to go ahead and make it into a knot. So I'm just going to wrap those right around and tie it into a knot. I will get my scissors and trim this part off, but there we have it. We have our latch and our beautiful bracelet. So hopefully you guys had fun with this one. It's very, very pretty little bracelet. Like I said, I will trim these off. I don't have my scissors sitting right here. So for the sake of the video, we'll just pretend that that part's cut off. It's a nice little bracelet to do in a short amount of time. It doesn't take very much. Hopefully you guys had fun with it. I hope to see you again real soon. Let's bring you up. Oops, sorry. I hope to see you again real soon. Stay tuned for more Art-Tastic time with Ms. Fawn. I look forward to seeing you in July. I hope you guys are having a great summer. We'll see you again. Until next time. Bye.